being Revelations. And don't get me wrong, I love the 3DS, but the best game in the series shouldn't be a 3DS exclusive really, should it? At this time, survival horror was having another transition, this being the rise in popularity of the first person horror game that were being played by YouTubers and streamers at the time, like PewDiePie and Markiplier. With games like Amnesia, Outlast and Slender, this subgenre became so popular that it wouldn't be too long until one of the big names in the genre had a go at making a comeback. I'm not talking about Resident Evil. PT released in 2014, which was a demo for the upcoming reboot of Silent Hill, directed by none other than MGS legend Hideo Kojima. This short glimpse into what a horror game made by Kojima would look like was enough to convince people that we were about to see the scariest game ever to be released. To this day, I don't think there has been anything that's even come close to matching the atmosphere and downright creepiness of this demo. Sadly, Konami and Kojima had a falling out after the release of MGS5, which meant that Silent Hills was cancelled and PT was taken off the PlayStation Store, which means there's no legal way to play this anymore, and it has been lost ever since. With the absence of Silent Hill's triumphant comeback, the team over at Capcom decided to capitalise on the community's desire to see an old legend return to its roots in a completely new way. The seed was planted in 2015 when the team showed off a PSVR tech demo called Kitchen. This was more like an interactive video if anything, but it gave us a first glimpse of the world and characters we would be seeing in the next game, but they kept the words Resident Evil out of the demo. Similar to PT, they wanted to surprise people with a big reveal, which would happen just a year later at E3 2016. The best thing about this reveal is that literally no one knew that the game we were seeing was Resident Evil 7 until the very end of the trailer. So, how did people react? Well...
Nope, never.
Seven silent...
Every survival horror fan was hyped for this new spin on a legendary franchise that needed reviving more than ever. The game was released in little over 6 months after the reveal, but in those 6 months the devs released a demo called Beginning Hour. The unique thing about this demo was that it was updated every so often with new clues and locations on the map to explore, giving fans more and more of a glimpse of what's to come with a full release. This was such a great idea, and it's a shame we don't really get things like this anymore, as this would be a great way to tease a new release. One more thing I need to touch on is the logo design. After being claimed for its RE6 logo, I think the designers had a point to prove. The RE7 logo has the Roman numerals for 7 hidden in the word evil, but that's not all. The full title name of the game is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Biohazard being the name of the series in Japan, so in Japan the game is called Biohazard 7 Resident Evil, with the number 7 hidden in the letter Z. Whoever designed this logo genuinely is an absolute genius, and I just needed to mention it because it's one of the coolest design choices I've ever seen. The game would finally release in January of 2017 with the tagline Fear Comes Home. So, how was he? Well, let's take a look.